I'm here for Sami Zayn. Wait, no. Seth Rollins. I'm here for Roman. What's up? I'm Pete Last Guy, and this is Raw Emotion, where I take a look at this week's Monday Night Raw, and I tell you a little bit about what I think, and a lot about how I feel. Let's get into it. First of all, Mick Foley, looking fresh, comes out all trimmed up, got the haircut. You can see his awesome little ear thing that's going on there. He trimmed up that beard, you can see his face, and it looks like he's slimming down a little bit too. Nice. But on the downside of that, hey, let's open up Raw with another in-ring segment with authority figures, because that's not getting old yet, right? And speaking of things that are getting old, this in-ring segment was one of those Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns feud build-up things that, man, just keep happening, don't they? They just keep happening. And again, I hate not liking the storyline, right? Because I love everybody involved. They're all great workers, but I really hope that this ends at the Royal Rumble, right? I hope everything builds up and there's a big climactic, showdown that they keep telling us about, and it happens at the Rumble, and then it's over. No more. Let these guys all do different things, please? That in-ring promo ends up leading to the fact that there's going to be a match between Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Loser gets banned from ringside for the main event, which was Jericho versus Roman Reigns for the U.S. title. Again, this has happened before, right? This has all happened before. Man, I am sick of this storyline. But anyway, let's take it into the tag team division here, and we got Cesaro versus Carl Anderson in a singles match with Sheamus on commentary and Luke Gallows at ringside, and just a great match. Anderson ended up beating Cesaro off of this just vicious, top rope neck breaker, because Sheamus was trying to help, but he pulled Gallows off the ring apron and Gallows grabbed the rope. You watched it probably. If you're watching this, you watched it. I don't need to tell you what happened, but it was a good, solid, strong match. Man, and you guys remember when we were all, asking for a better Cesaro push, right? After Tyson Kidd got injured and his career pretty much ended, and Cesaro was just kind of floundering, just kind of floating around, and it's what are they going to do with him? They're not doing anything. Do something with him. He's too good to let him stagnate like this. Let's just take a minute to respect the fact that sometimes the WWE does things that we ask it to, that we want it to do. This Cesaro-Sheamus tag team champion push, it's gold. I love it. I love seeing these two play off of each other. The Best of 7 series was great. I was on board from the beginning for that, and where it's gone from there has just been a great journey. This has been good booking. It's been good storytelling. There was that ballroom brawl, old school. I love it. Positive things. I don't just complain. I mostly complain, but I don't just complain. Let's keep it going on the positive note, because Braun Strowman had a match, what I think I'm going to call the match of the night, against Sami Zayn. They had a last man standing match, and again, huge Braun mark, also pretty big Sami Zayn mark as well. That guy's he's fantastic to watch. He's great. And their match was great. Sami Zayn makes his entrance, and he's down there sitting, in the corner, and you see his face. He's got that determined, Sami Zayn face, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then Braun's music hits, and he goes, that was good. That was a nice little touch. There's these subtleties that you can get really good at as a wrestler, and that's what really brings together all the different elements. The wrestling, the promos, and the interactions and things like that, but the little subtleties all kind of smooth it out and bring it together and make it feel like a real person that you're watching in there in the ring, not just the character. It helps the immersion, and that's one of the reasons I love Sami so much, is he helps to immerse you. He's dedicated. He's so good. And the match was fantastic. It was a great last man standing match. There's kendo sticks coming out of nowhere. I honestly for a second thought that Sami Zayn might have had Braun off of that table spot, right? Where he goes off of the stage area by the entrance ramp, and he freaking just does this flying crossbody and just takes Braun into 2 tables. I honestly for a second was like, is this gonna happen? Ooh. Obviously it's not going to happen. Braun is a bear. He is a literal bear. He's an actual partially shaven bare. So obviously Braun won that match, and then after they put Sammy on the stretcher, just knocks over the stretcher and is just like, I'm out! Braun! That was terrible Braun roar. Braun roar. Braun roar. Braun. After that, the New Day comes out into the ring, starts a little promo action with their New Days, New Year's resolutions. We didn't get through very many of those resolutions, though, before Titus O'Neil interrupts. He intros his entrance music with his own version of Big E's thing that he did. Oh, New Day, you know. And he comes out being all heel Titus and asking to join the New Day. He wants to be the new member of the New Day. And here's the thing, I've been vocally anti-Titus recently because as they brought him back, I mean, okay, Titus the guy, the actual wrestler, the person, you know, hey, I'm rooting for you, bro, but his character and his storylines and his matches have been garbage since he came back from being suspended because, you know, he touched Vince. You don't touch Vince, apparently. But all that being said, I didn't hate this segment. I was actually like, okay, all right, this is actually kind of enjoyable. I don't know if that's just that he's being elevated by being in the presence of the New Day, that they're just such good performers that they're able to bring out the best in the other people who are in the ring with them, but it was nice. And this is another reason why I love this segment, is because it led into a singles match between Titus O'Neil and Xavier Woods. You don't get to see a lot of Xavier Woods singles action. The most solo camera time he gets is on up, up, down, down. And that's a shame because he's great. As we saw this week, he's great in ring. He's fantastic. He's got loads of energy. He's got a great moveset. He's such a character. He needs more in-ring time, and this was great to see. I loved it. I loved it. There was a Titus O'Neil match and segment, and I loved it. What is happening? What is real? What is recall? Which then brings us to the U.S. title match between Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho with Kevin Owens banned from ringside. I didn't mention it because the match between Kevin Owens and Rollins, again, like good match because they're both really good, but it's like we've seen this so many times. I don't even barely remember most of it. What I do remember, though, is that Kevin Owens got himself disqualified for some reason, even though he knew what would happen if he lost the match. By hitting Seth Rollins with the bell, the match. Why am I holding it up like there's something? There's nothing there. There's nothing. There's nothing. But by hitting Seth with the bell, ding ding, you're out of here. You're done. That's it. You're banned from ringside. And then Seth Rollins doesn't even show up during the Jericho and Reigns match. So, like, okay, cool, pointless stipulation. Awesome, thanks for that. The Jericho versus Reigns match, again, also solid. Don't remember much about it because it's happened a billion times. But what I do remember is Jericho getting a little Eddie Guerrero action where, you know, he tosses the belt over there to Roman and then, boom, you know, bumps himself really loudly on the mat while the referee is distracted, putting the turnbuckle thingy back on that Jericho took off earlier. Wrestling is... it's dumb when you explain it like this. Wrestling's dumb. But he couldn't fool the ref, and since the ref didn't see it, it didn't happen. That's always the rule in wrestling, Jericho. You stupid idiot. So the match goes on, and Roman Reigns wins because, of course he does. Of course Roman Reigns would win. Of course. And he's probably going to end up with the Universal Championship, too. So he can have one title on each shoulder on his back, the way he freaking carries the belts on his back of his shoulder. Why do you do that? Stop it! And again, I've been a vocal Reigns supporter, but this booking is not how you do it. This is not... I don't like the booking. To do better things with Roman, not this. And after that is the return of what has become my least favorite storyline currently on Raw. Enzo versus Rusev. Hate it, 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 hate it. Sorry, no, the match wasn't Enzo versus Rusev. No, of course, it was Cass versus Rusev because Enzo, he was in a wheelchair today. Even though, last week he was in a wheelchair and then got out of that wheelchair and ran around and hurt people with his fists and used his legs. He doesn't need a wheelchair. Why is he in a wheelchair? Faking a disability. Heal. Also, trying to sleep with another man's wife. Heal. Also, being perfectly capable of actually going out there and fighting, as evidenced last week, but sending in your big friend to go fight your battles for you. Cowardly. Heel. Enzo is a heel. Period. This is so stupid. Dumb. And actually the match, I still didn't say it right. The match actually was Big Cass. It was a handicap match between Big Cass versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal. Yeah, Jinder Mahal's involved in this. Because, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows why Jinder Mahal has anything to do with this. I am foreign heel. You want to beat up American hero guy with catchphrases? I do. I can't do Jinder Mahal's accent. It's not, if I try, it's gonna sound really racist. You know? Kind of like making people bad guys when the story makes no sense just because they're foreign. Kind of like that. How that's racist. And all the while, they're still doing that cruiserweight storyline between Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar, where Noam Dar wants to date Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox. Basically the exact same thing, but with the heel and face roles reversed, because I talked about this last week. I'm done. I'm not going to talk about it. Let's move on to the women's division real quick so I can talk about this incredibly forced Bayley versus Charlotte feud. You know, the one that just sprang up at the end of the Sasha versus Charlotte feud because I guess we need stories. Hey! But they're building it up as this, like, I'm just like all of you, says Bayley. Give me a hug. We can be champions together. Hooray! Yay! I can do it on my own. Except no, you can't, because in your match against Nia Jax, the only reason you won is because Sasha showed up at the entrance ramp, hobbled a little ways down, while Nia Jax just stood there staring, and then got taken down with a big Bayley to belly off of like the top rope, the second rope, something like that. Meaning that Bayley gets a shot at the women's championship and that she gets to walk back up the entrance ramp and high five Sasha and all that, while Nia Jax continues to just stare. Just staring. You know, like she does with her eyes. You've seen her eyes. Which brings us to the final segment of the evening. The Kevin Owens show. First ever episode, which I thought the first ever episode of the Kevin Owens show was the first episode of Raw after he won the Universal title, but hey, whatever. But sure, here's another talk show segment, and it's cool because you get Kevin and Chris in there and they're riffing off of each other, and honestly, I kind of hope the Kevin Owens show is a recurring segment so they can put all of the Kevin and Chris riffing into that, and that can be where that goes. And it doesn't have to be all throughout the show because, again, too much of a good thing. Guys, we love seeing it. Moderation. Pull back. But they riff for a bit, and Goldberg comes out, and him and Kevin Owens go back and forth. They're yelling. They're throwing things. Goldberg is interrupting because that's just what he does now. You don't get to cut a full promo without Goldberg being, oh, hey, what? Ah! They go back and forth a little bit, and then from there, the entrances just start coming. They just start coming. It's like, hey, it's Paul Heyman. Awesome. Hey, it's Roman Reigns. Awesome. Well, they're all in there talking about how they're gonna win titles and win Royal Rumble matches, and it's getting all tense, and you're like, okay, alright. So this is the lineup. This is the big, everybody is in here, and who else could possibly show up at this point? Yeah, Braun's still multitasking. Comes in, he's mean, he steps over the top rope, and anyone's gonna win the Royal Rumble match. It's gonna be me. My nose is all jacked up. That was Raw this week, and I liked it a lot better than the last couple of weeks, frankly. I'm back on. I'm interested. This was an engaging episode of Raw. Yeah, some really good matches. Again, I'm a little sick of the Kevin, Chris, Roman, Rollins thing that's been going on, but again, it's probably going to end at the Royal Rumble. Let's be optimistic and say that ends at the Royal Rumble and things move on. Besides that, it was good. The last man standing match, awesome. Cesaro versus Carl Anderson, awesome. Titus O'Neil, not horrible. Hey, what more can you ask? You know? I don't know, maybe I have low standards at this point. But anyway, that's all I've got to say about this week's episode. Hey, let me know in the comments, what did you think of this episode of Raw? Did you like it better than the last couple of weeks? You think it's going in a good direction? Are you sick of the same things I'm sick of? And how much do you love Braun Strowman? But click like on the video, share it with people who like wrestling. Come on back here, subscribe to the channel. We do this every week, guys. We talk about Raw, we talk about SmackDown. Come check it out. Hey, like I'm trying to sell you a car here. But I've been Pete Last Guy. And this match is over in 1, 2, hold on. Okay. There's going to be a match between whoops, trying that again. This incredibly forced Bayley versus Sasha feud that just sprang up because Nope, Bayley versus Charlotte. That's what I meant to say. Bayley versus Charlotte. And these notes go in the note pile. Yeah.